Crusher, aka Barry Hughes.
I'm Storyteller.
We gon' toast tonight,
right? Thank you for tuning in. I'm here, Valerie Victor, your host and correspondent for the evening, and I have the pleasure of sitting with one of the Atlanta hip-hop influencers leading the Atlanta industry, BoneCrushStoryTellah, and his wife, who's also an entertainer, Story. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me this evening. I'm new to the Atlanta area, and I think one of the main things that I've noticed and picked up in being here is just the culture of Atlanta and the influence and impact that it has on the culture. Almost instantly, me being here, I've realized how Atlanta is really dominating the music industry, and I think it's really embedded in the people of Atlanta. And so I kind of wanted to hear from you guys, being that you guys are entertainers and just actually leading entertainers, you know, influencers, experienced and really seasoned entertainers at that. What do you think it is about Atlanta that makes it one of those leading places for the music industry?
I just think it's from my own personal love of the city. I just think it's that we were homegrown and people like that. People here are honest and real, and we don't really put on. We don't put on. We kind of give it to you real, and we speak to people. You know, it's kind of different than any other city I've been in. Another reason I think is because Atlanta is particularly chocolate. It's brown, you know what I mean? And I think that our people are having a great time and a great experience coming to Atlanta and witnessing all their people running the TSA, running the gas stations, running the McDonald's, running the Fortune 500 companies, running the government. And it's just it's a beautiful time for us as a people. And I think that Atlanta definitely sets that tone. If you want to get on and be prosperous and live well as a brother or sister, you come to Atlanta and experience what the American dream is really like. I think it's what people like Atlanta so much. You know, the music business is here. We have a lot of things going on here. So music, entertainment in general is here. And just not just that, jobs. You know, I think people just want to work and eat. It's always good to work and eat. You know, it's a lot of things worse than not eating. Not eating. People like to eat and have a place to stay. So they migrate here and they see that it's real and they stay.
And you know what I think I've noticed in particular is the fact that Atlanta, like music-wise and industry-wise, that you guys aren't afraid to support another entertainer. I think that's what makes it so big. I think that's why the Atlanta music scene is one of the leading in the music industries, because there's that sense of support, and I think that's what I was trying to kind of hone in on when I talk about Atlanta and I talk about the impact that it has on the music culture.
I mean, yeah, I think that's definitely one of the biggest things. That is the biggest thing. You know, you go to other cities, they're not really supporting each other. We're here, you know, the PD knows the local guy at the club, and he's playing his record. And they put him on the big birthday bash. You know, whether you're getting put on the smaller stage or the big stage, you still get a look.
Right.
Whereas other cities, they don't get that same support. And it's a shame. You know, I go to all these cities all over the country, and I tell every time somebody asks me the same question, they be like, "Yo, what's going on with, man? Why now it's so popular?" We support each other.
Right.
And that's the difference. You know, if you guys were supporting each other, you can have the same thing. You know, oh man, it ain't gonna work that way. Okay, well, it's never gonna work. You know, if you keep saying it ain't gonna be, it won't be. The first person to say, yeah, I'm gonna start looking out for somebody, and then it's a trickle down theory, both ways. It could be good or bad. You know, people see you doing good all the time, they'll be like, man, that's okay to do good. Let me do good. If they see you doing bad all the time, well, just do bad. That's what everybody else doing. There's not a lot of leaders. And that's just the way life is. But in Atlanta, we have a lot of people supporting each other. You know, and I think that's definitely why the music business is doing very well here. Has always done well, you know. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been on. Lil Jon, Killer Mike, T.I., none of us would have got a shot because nobody would have gave us a chance. And thank you to the PDs that gave us a shot and thought of us enough to put us on radio and enough to put us in the limelight so we can all eat. And it makes a lot of sense because if I do well and you put me on, that makes you do well.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. You know, each one teach one, reach out and help someone, if you will.
Well, you know, and then also Atlanta is so accepting Like, I'm from Chicago, so when I came here, I was worried about those challenges. Like, you know, am I not from Atlanta? Are they gonna embrace me? And the fact that the culture, they don't discriminate against outsiders. You know, you can be from New York and come in, and if you're talented, you got good energy, you're embraced. And so that was one of the things that I really, really loved when I came here early in the late 90s. When I first started getting on the music scene and doing guide vocals and backgrounds and stuff like that. You know, it was just really, really, really cool to be a part of an environment knowing that you're an outsider, but you're embraced as family. And that's something that I love about Atlanta.
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of the artists you're building, and you know, there's power in numbers. And in talking about the influence that Atlanta has had on the hip hop culture, there's no way that I could not have you talk about the impact that you've had on the Atlanta music scene. I believe that you're one of the leading influencers here in Atlanta, and you have definitely paved the way for many entertainers that have come after you. And I kind of want you to speak to that a little bit.
Well, I don't never get into that. You know, I just kind of, it never was my intention or anybody that I've worked with intention to be called a legend or trying to be something big in life. We just kind of, well, for me, I just kind of did it for, you know, I did it for the love of music. I did it for the love of my peers. I did it for the love of a situation that I knew that was a necessity for us to be able to get to a space where we can all eat. I've always been about groups and family and people coming together and making money and doing something better that we can all live better in the future. Other than that, I don't even deal with all that legend stuff. I let them do that. I don't do all that. I just kind of do the music and enjoy life and move forward every time, you know. It's good. It's good to be known as that, but I don't really get off on that
So
at all.
you're doing it that's not the reason why you're doing it.
No, they never did that for that. I never did it for money either. At the time, you got to realize the music business back then was not about money. It was about us proving a point. So we were just trying to prove a point that we were definitely a force to be reckoned with. We didn't really know about the money. Remember, it wasn't on social media.
Right.
It was no internet. So we were kind of dealing off our own energy and creating a music business here in Atlanta that we didn't know we was creating either. We were just out having a good time, just working, trying to get the music out there, just going against whoever was telling us that we weren't worthy of being a part of the music business. That was more important to us than money. And then that's probably why I was so successful. That's probably why it's lasted so long. The ripple effect of that beginning kind of made the music business what it is in Atlanta now, because people are reaping the benefits of it. And that's good, because that's where it's supposed to be. You know, the children are doing what they're doing now. We don't like it all, but it's good that they can eat. It's good that they can feed their families. It's good that they can make sure they make a better way for themselves and the people around them. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing, man. Legend means that I help people. I'm all for it.
Yeah, there's that authenticity in that, you know, and being the figure that you are. And I kind of wanted to hear a story, what you thought about your husband's impact on the culture of hip hop in Atlanta.
Oh man, I think it's amazing. I mean, at the time, I wasn't a real big BoneCrusher fan, but I loved the music.
Was that right? You want to
You
read
know,
BoneCrush?
but then once I met him, I became his biggest fan and really got more engulfed in his whole journey. Because some artists you just don't know. You might know a few records from them. You might know, oh, they're known for this song or that song, but you know, I really wasn't so in depth with as far as with his history and his path. So after actually meeting him and being around him and people coming up to me behind his back and said, that guy's a good guy. It's happened like 5 times before I told him. 4 or 5 years ago, we would just go places and he would be shaking hands and reminiscing and talking to people we hadn't seen in forever. And it was all men that came up to me, and that's when I realized the level of respect and the influence that he had on the city, because I had never experienced nothing like that before, with people just that I didn't even know, that I was just meeting for the first time. And just saying, that's a good brother right there, that's a good brother right there, that's a good dude right there, take care of him. You know, and so I really, really learned a lot through that process. And You know, I agree. Like, you know, I call him legend. He can't say it, but I do every chance I can. Yeah.
That's why I love you, sweetie. You're the best.
While we all know and love the entertainer and the industry influencer that your husband is, what would you say the influence that he had, not just on other like consumers, fans, but what influence has he had on you?
Oh, gosh.
You're also an entertainer, and people don't know that you rap and sing. So how has he influenced you and your creativity?
Oh man, getting me to trust myself, because I like to, if I do something or write something, I'll question, try to over challenge myself. And he's like, you know, and the one thing that I learned as far as the influence from him is, like we were talking about earlier, the plan A, B, and C. And so I've always been stuck between that A, B, and C world. And he's like, there is no B and C. There's only one plan. And if it wasn't for him helping me realize that, I probably wouldn't be sitting here with him with the Project 143 album. When we met, I had just been a songwriter. I pursued solo careers years ago, had a couple deals with LaFace and In the Soul Records and Clever Mind Entertainment. I've had a couple, you know, great opportunities. And then my path took me in a different direction. And then once I got back onto, you know, music is really in me. It's a passionate thing and it's something I can't escape. And but still, you still have that, well, I want to do this, I love to do this, but I need to do that, you know, and so you kind of align yourself. And when we met, he really was like, you're really talented, and this is what you should be doing. And that's the biggest influence as far as, you know, trusting with the whole process of music.
And so having that backing, I mean, that's monumental in itself to have a legend, also your husband.
Yeah.
But to tell you, you know, sometimes we need, as creators, we need that kind of affirmation. It's like we know what we're good at, we know what we're capable of doing, but we just need to hear it from someone else. And just, you know, hearing it and getting that feedback just kind of helps us kind of zone in on that creativity.
Oh,
And what I wanted to also talk to you guys about is with the new project that you guys have coming out, or that has it already been released yet?
yes.
Yeah,
we
the
were
single,
basically-
the single, yeah.
Okay, so with the new work that you guys are releasing, a lot of times working together, I mean, you're working with your spouse. Have you faced any challenges at all? Is it a little difficult to work with one another? What was that experience like?
It was great.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
Like, this is my best friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my homie.
We do everything.
Yeah, this is my people. Give me some of that. This is
Yeah.
my people.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, man, you know, I think that a lot of people have challenges in their relationships because they don't marry their best friend.
Yeah.
They say they want their best friend, and they have a best friend, and then they go date somebody else, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You're always supposed to marry and be associated with kindred spirits, people that understand you, that get you. You can talk and trip and laugh and argue, but only go so far in the argument.
Exactly.
You know, you argue with your best friend, you only go so far in the argument.
Exactly.
Because you're thinking about that person, that's your homie. So that's the same thing with me and her. We have great times, man. We never really argue. When we do, we about something silly.
Yeah.
Then after a while, I'll be like, yeah. But and that's the thing, man. Like me and Story have been together every day
Since we met. Yeah.
for 40 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And the only time I'm not with her, if she's not on the plane with me, is when I go somewhere and I come right back.
Yeah.
But
Next day.
but as a whole, 99% of the time I'm with her, we hang out constantly. I mean, all the time.
Well, I mean, that's how the album came
Yeah,
about.
that's how the album
We
came about,
weren't
yeah.
trying to do an album.
Yeah.
This was an accident, a beautiful
Yeah.
accident. Bone was actually working on his album.
Mm-hmm.
And when we met, a mutual friend of ours introduced us. And so she told him, she was like, look, she's a dope songwriter. You know, you ever looking for any songwriters, you know, hit her up.
Okay.
So that next day, he had an artist that was flying back home to New York. And so he said, I want you to come write a hook on one of my songs for my artist. And so I came over and wrote the hook. And he said, well, what are you doing tomorrow? Let's do another record. So I'm like, okay, and I'm working on my album. You know, I got plenty of producers. I can take you to other producers. We can, you know, do other things, get you, you know, placed in some other places. And so that's how we started. And, you know, that was just a great process because I just really got a chance to know who he was. Because as I was saying, I wasn't a fan of him. I loved his music, but I didn't really know anything about him.
Right.
So during that time, I really got a chance to really be friends with him and really know who he was and, you know, just understand the dynamics of the person he was. I mean, we realized we were both Virgos.
Okay.
And then we, you know, certain things he would do, I did. And he's like, you do that too? You know, so we realized that we were really the same person.
Yeah.
And so we would go in the studio just to do stuff, and he would just be getting beats and tracks or whatever. And he's like, "You got something with this record?" And, "Yeah, I got something." You know, I come up with a melody, and that's dope. Like, man, I got this part. What about this part? So about 9 records in, the chemistry was crazy. Every record, it was me, it's him, I'm rapping or singing or whatever it was. And we were like, hey, this is a project. So this really was an organic process, and we were just making good music. And it just came out to be something bigger than we were even planning.
And to have that energy in the studio, it's almost too perfect, you know? Then you just fall into having a project, and it just seems like, you know, to be able to work with someone that you know and understand is just different. It's where you have an actual connection with someone. And then when you're in a creative space, I feel like that's just monumental.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And so now, what I also wanted to talk to you about is, obviously you guys are working together, what most people don't understand is that to create a project and put a project together, it takes a lot of time. It's hard work, it's sleepless nights. I mean, you gotta literally eat, sleep, breathe, and bleed this stuff. And then your husband wears several different hats. So I wanted to kind of talk about some of the other things that you do and how that might have either helped or hurt the process, because you're also a radio broadcaster. Of the many and monumental things that you've done, you're also on the radio. So how has it been balancing those two roles?
I mean, it's been easy for me because it's all entertainment.
Okay.
It's like asking a carpenter to build a house, then he say, well, I got to build a wall, I got to build a roof, I got to build the foundation. I mean, but that's just part of it.
Yeah.
And the 24/7 part is lovely. I love it. Now, this is what I love to do. You know, this is not a job for me. It's not even a career. This is my blood. This is my life. This is what I live for and breathe for. So it's easy for me. You know, I get up with the radio station. We'll come do interviews. We'll go do music at the studio. We'll go fly somewhere and do something. That's part of it. You know, I work hard to get that. And I mean, I'm talking about bloody knuckles, knocking down walls to get to it. So when I'm in here, I'm loving it, you know, and that's what it's about. It's definitely not hard for me, and for her either, because she works harder than me, you know. So it's just a sort of situation where we love it. You know, I know for a fact. I don't want to just speak for her, but I know I can speak for her. So she has we just enjoy it. There is, I mean, the sleep part is the only hard part.
That's the hardest
Yeah, the
part.
sleep, but you know, who cares about sleep? You know, I'll pass out, my body say stop. You know, your body will tell you that's enough. That's enough. Bedtime. You know, so you know, I end up going to sleep. But other than that, you know, I love it. It ain't hard for me at all.
I think the two put together is really like a dynamic duo, to be able to not only create and influence the culture, but to push the culture. You know, you sit there and talking about you going in the studio recording with your wife, but then you're still like on the radio station interviewing other people who want to do the same thing.
Exactly.
And as a public figure, I feel like that's super important. You know, a lot of people don't recognize the influence that they have, or what that even means to have an influence or to be an influencer of the culture, of the music, of the genre, of people. And so with that being said, I've been, you know, paying attention to a lot of the things that you've been doing, just what I see on social media and things there loosely. And I think it's so admirable that your husband not only creates an avenue for himself, but for people who come after him. And I wanted you to speak to how important it is for public figures to, you know, pay it forward. The way that you do every day. You're on the radio. You're probably talking about, you're not just talking about Bone Crusher and Story on, you know, the radio station. You're talking about other people.
That's what you preach.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way.
It's very important. You know, I think that the worst thing that ever happened to us as people is self-hate. We're taught to hate each other and love others, whereas Story and I are trying to teach our people to self-love. Not from a narcissistic standpoint, but from a beautiful space where you say that I am beautiful, I am worthy of love, I am worthy to receive accolades, I am worthy to receive greatness. And that's something that we teach every day. We try to teach it and try to instill it in anybody we come around, whether it's you or him or whoever. We try to make sure that people, when they leave us, have a happy feeling, and hopefully they can spread that energy to another person. That's the synergy between people. We want to make sure that love and life is always a part of it. You know, that's only going to make the race stronger. It's only going to make the people stronger. And if we can get, as long as me and Story and I can continue to do that, we're going to keep spreading it. all the way. You know, it's Project Love. You know, it's Project 143, which means Project I Love You.
Okay.
All our songs are based around love. So we're trying to teach not only just how we love each other, but how to love yourself and how to make sure that you are in a space where you can say, I feel good today. And I want you to feel good. And when I see you, I don't see enemy.
Right.
You know, a lot of times our people see each other and see enemy. I don't know who taught us that, but we want to try to redirect the genre and try to get ourselves in a space where we can start seeing each other and say, hey, friend, how are you? And what's wrong with a smile?
Right, yeah.
What's wrong with happiness? What's wrong with strong and determined? What's wrong with being in a space where you can say, hey, man, it's good to see you, dog. What you got going on? What? Word, man, you know what? I got something that may can help you out with that. You know, and that's what we need to do. We need to start helping each other. Like, honestly, start helping each other and showing each other how to do things that we want to do. You know, I tell these kids in story though as well, listen, man, it's gonna be hard. We're not telling you it's gonna be easy. Love ain't easy. Love is tough. So we gotta give it to you raw. We'll tell you, listen, man, it might take you 2, 3, 4, 10 years to get going. But it's gonna be worth it. You got to get yourself in this space and know that hard work and perseverance gets you to where you need to go. We were just talking about that off camera.
Yes, we were. Yes, we were.
And that's what it's about. You know, we got to make sure that we keep ourselves in a space where we work hard and be determined to be better humans and better citizens to make the world better.
I definitely think there's a competitive nature that kind of really
Oh, yeah.
negatively influences things. I mean, one man's fortune is not going to take away from the next person's.
Mhm.
But I mean, I guess that's something that people will start to understand, and I think Atlanta is definitely leading and showing the industry around the world that yes, you can do it this way, and everyone can be successful in it, and that's why we are number one. And so now let's get into this project. I want you guys to give me all the details about Project 143.
Mhm.
So you're saying that Project 143 means love.
Mhm.
Okay. And so the concept came from your guys' relationship, and where did the concept come up?
I'll tell you that.
Out of the blue.
Okay.
We were recording, and and after we realized we had all these records, it's like, well, it's a project, and it was that. That's where it started. Okay, it was a project because for me, it was really important for Bone to maintain his brand, and so on Project 143, he's Barry Hughes, which is Barry White, the tones, and you
Oh,
know,
yeah, that's almost
and
perfect,
then
yeah.
Langston Hughes is the intellect. So he birthed this character, I would say, during our Project 143. And so we were in the studio and like, well, this is a project between me and you, so we don't really want to say Bone Crusher, and because people are looking for the rah-rah, heavy energy crunk.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like we don't want to kind of press play, and then people are upset because they don't get it. You know, the never scared, and the gripping the grain, and the, you know, let the guns blow, you know, go. And so 143 from the pagers, you know, when we used to text someone, you would always say, you know, if it's someone you love, 143 at the end. If it was an emergency, you put the code 911, and you know, you freaky, you put 69. I mean, people would do all kind of little codes when they would, you know, text and stuff, use beeper. So we were like, well, let's just do I love you, and it's basically I love you for me and him, but it's also we want to tell our people we love them. We want people to embrace what love really is, and love of winning, love of doing big things, love of our people, love of family. So it's a whole love movement that doesn't just express and really expose the love that we have, but it's really us pulling people in and say, hey, if you're on this wavelength, this is where we are. You want to join in. You want to help us share this. You want us to, you know, help promote. You know, you want to be involved. This is what this movement is about. Yeah.
And so how long did it guys take you to put this project together?
We've been working this project for about 3-4 years
Yeah,
now.
about 3
I mean,
years.
it's out now, but you know, the first single's out. We're still working on the album.
Okay.
But we'll just, you know, the one thing that we like to reiterate to people is that people say sometimes that love and happiness is all wah wah wah. It ain't, man, it's boring. We want to make sure that people understand that we believe in the jam as well.
Yeah.
We believe in jamming. Like, we not into no just, you know, simple soapbox. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to see how the love is here. Look at the billboard here. No, we want to be in the club.
Yeah,
We want to be in your cars jamming. We want to be in the groove of life jamming. Because that's the only way you're going to receive it. The first thing we learn as children is ABCs and rhythmic patterns. Rhythmic patterns because we are electric people, which means that we have current going through us. That's why the jam is always wonderful, because black people have it more than anybody. Is that we learn through music. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, boom, 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 boom. And the same thing with our jams. We have a very simple and rhythmic and melodic tunes that will make you sing them over and over and over again. You just keep singing them. Before you know it, you don't sung yourself into love. You don't sung yourself into learning. And that's what it's about, man. You know, learning should be fun. Love should be fun, because it's about being real. And, you know, I'm just tired of seeing hate. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of seeing drugs. I'm tired of seeing drugs being pushed upon our children. I'm tired of seeing ignorance being pushed upon our children. There's no rebellion in our children. There's no nothing in our children anymore. So let's try to figure out a way to get our children and our people in a space where they say, well, you know what? There's another way. There's another way. Okay, cool. Okay, yes. And variety. We want to make sure they got some variety as well. And that's what Project 143 is about. Variety and love and jamming and all the other things that go along with it. We got a lot of people, not a lot of people, we got a few people on the album. We have Music Soul Child.
Oh, that's great.
We got Ray J, just did a verse on the record. We got Stevie Wonder and Chalet on the album. We also have DC Young Fly on the
Also,
album.
that's like a wide range, because I'm thinking, as you guys are naming people, I'm like, that's a little more R&B. Is this more of like a R&B pop kind of vibe? But then if you had DC Young Fly,
Yeah,
that
DC
changes
Young
things
Fly.
up.
We believe in, you know, we have an agency called Crusher Consulting. And what we believe in bridging the gap between the I won't say old, grown folk and young folk. And that's the only way we're going to make it. You know, wisdom with youth and strength creates a large and very strong and dynamic society, right? Because when we was younger, the reason why I can say I'm so intellectually here is because of my grandparents. When I was a kid and I was young and dumb, my grandparents would tell me little jewels and throw it in my ear, even though I thought I wasn't listening to it.
Right.
I was all into it. Like, yo, my grandpa would say this. I even repeat it now as a grown-up. I'm like, yo, my grandpa used to say this. My mama used to say this. My grandma used to say that. You know, and that's what it's about. You know, being around, keeping that young vibe in you, but having enough wisdom to know the difference between dumb and right. And that's really what it's all about, really, today. We just want to make sure that people understand that that's what we're doing. We're bridging the two worlds together. Also, we have Miss Mulatto on the album. We also work with her as well. She's a young up and coming star.
MC, yeah.
Yeah, she's a beast. She's a monster. And we're working, trying to get the young ones to work together. Actually, we just did a record with Mulatto and Music Soul Child together.
Wow.
And Ice Cube.
That's
And
an
Ice Cube,
interesting
yeah.
mix. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big record. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help the young ones see that Uncle Bone, Uncle Cube, Uncle Story, Auntie Story.
They love the kids.
Yeah, we love the kids. We love to hang out with them. We want to be their friends. We want them to be smart. I don't want you stupid, man. You know, I gotta go to the grocery store. I don't want you in the store drugged out trying to rob me. So I'm gonna get you in a space where you feel good about life. When you see me, you see happy. You see me, you don't see enemy. You know, and that's what it's about, man. We got to make sure our people are well aware and self-adjusted and mentally stable. If we don't, we're in trouble, man. You know, could you imagine what these kids gonna look like if we keep letting them go?
Right, yeah.
Man, they drug heads. They're on Molly's and Percocets and Xanax and all kinds of drugs. Am I the only one that think it's a problem? Are we the only one that think that's crazy?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely an undertone within the industry and entertainers to where a lot of them aren't happy.
Right.
You know, it's interesting that you guys are stressing happiness and self-love. There's a lot of people who are in this industry, in this creative space, that you have maybe 50,000 people, we talked about this off camera a little bit, that are around you, but then you don't really have someone that you don't feel like you have someone there. So I think that kind of speaks to where all of the heavy drug use comes in, and the need for that external like love from people, and to feel that sense of approval, you know. And so I think it's great that what you guys are doing is going to kind of highlight that and maybe show people another way, you know, around that, and let them see that you could do it a different way. It doesn't have to be. So if you feel like you need some self-love, well, come on and listen to this project, get some self-love.
That's right.
Or call us, because we do a lot of counseling.
Yeah, we do a lot of counseling.
We do couples counseling, we do
Yeah.
individual counseling.
Yeah.
We've had people call and say, can you plan my funeral? I don't deal with my family. I mean, we put two powerful entities together to do a business deal. I mean, our consulting goes from, I mean, it could be leaving dinner and meeting someone to, you know, connecting a big, powerful Fortune 500 company with another 500 company, Fortune 500 company. So,
Yeah, we work with a lot of people. We do a lot of working.
A lot of work.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you have to work to reap the benefits, you know, the fruits of your labor. You kind of put the work in. But that's something that people just don't understand. But I definitely commend you guys for putting in the work for all of these years. And I wanted you guys to talk to me about a single, the project. I got to hear it a little bit. And I felt, listen, I was here jamming. And when you talk about jamming and feeling good, I was feeling great.
I tell you. You know, it's, you know, I'll let Story talk after this. But it's a feel-good music, you know? A lot of people say, oh, man, that's laid back. No, it ain't laid back. It's healing.
yes.
You know, it's healing. It's like when you burning and somebody puts some nice, smooth, cold ointment on it. You're like, man, wow, that's soothing. Thank you for healing me. Yeah, that feels good, man. I had a headache earlier, bro. My head was killing me. Thank you for that medicine. And I think that's what it is. I think that we jamming them into the medicine, into the groove of life, and it just, you know, I mean, the single's High in the Sky. It's about drinking in the love, and I'll let Story elaborate on it. But I love the record. You know, it's produced by Adam LaRoche and Billy Hume, and it's a big record. Love the record.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. And it's for me, on every record, especially High in the Sky, it's important for me to speak to women because I don't think we have enough positive voices. I mean, the more the merry, but just in what I'm speaking on in High in the Sky, just about women just enjoying themselves. Because most of the time we're stuck at home with the kids. The man is kind of more open and more free to kind of go and come. And, you know, I want women to just really understand, like, you know, you can hire a babysitter. You can get a nanny tonight. You can, you know, don't carry a whole bunch of stuff. Just get your lipstick and your gumdrops. And we get in, we're going to go and have a good time. You know, it's just, I really want women to understand that because we get in a relationship or we get in a certain space and we lose ourselves. And I was once that person and I had to figure out how to love myself and really what is loving yourself. And I think that's really important. So High in the Sky is really special to me because I really want to send that message to women that they don't have to forget about them and that they matter too. Not just the family, not the unit, not the babies, and not the, you know, they do matter too, and they have to have that time to kind of just be free. And High in the Sky is drinking in that love, so I want them to drink that in and really embrace that. Yeah.
And while the message with the project and the single and everything that you guys have talked to me about this evening is so powerful, being that you're in the Atlanta market and it seems like that more hardcore sound kind of dominates the airwaves here, how do you feel that consumers are going to respond to the music here? Like, what do you think the impact is, or how do you think they're going to receive it?
I mean, I think that everybody has to be trained. Like they train them to hurt. They train them to hurt themselves. They train them to hate themselves. They train them to be drug heads. I can remember when Never Scared was a brand new groove, and nobody knew what that was, and it was a different BPM than what was playing in the club, and people were kind of like, yeah, man, it's cool, man. It sounds crazy now. You see what I'm saying? It sounds crazy.
Now, yeah.
Any new thing that's going to change the world sounds crazy in the beginning.
And people are afraid.
Television sounds crazy in the beginning. That camera that we look with that's filming us sounds crazy in the beginning. You know, everything, the light bulb sounds crazy in the beginning. But after a while,
You realize you need it.
and you keep being persistent and keep driving home what it is, people will get it. Especially if it's real and it's viable and it makes sense and it has something that they need. Right now, I think people, and that's one thing we pride ourselves on, is fulfilling the need that people really need love right now. People really need good music. They really need something they can grasp hold to. You know, I listen to people all day. We're around people all the time. And the first thing they say when they see me, they say, Bone, Story, why the music so bad? I don't know. I don't know why the music's so bad. But I'll try to fix it. You know, like it's all, like I'm gonna fix it.
It's all your fault.
It's all my fault. Why the music so bad, Bone? Why don't y'all fix it? Well, I'm gonna do something to help. We're gonna do something to help make sure that people know that we're here. And we're going to change some things. When I say change some things, I said the same thing with Never Scared. People thought I was crazy. I said, man, we about to take over this crunk. We about to change the world.
Yeah, crunk was a huge wave.
Yeah. And they thought we were crazy. Like, man, y'all tripping. Y'all Bama, y'all country. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing with that, you know. And I can remember when I knew that we had taken over the world, right? I walked down. I tell the story, the story all the time. I was at the Mauritania right there on Broadway. We just talking about how boring Broadway is, and I walked down Times Square. I went to get me some sneakers, and I didn't know this at the time, but I had a big billboard in the middle of Times Square, huge, right on the Virgin Megastore, which isn't there anymore. And Banner had one right across the street, and John had one on the MTV building. And I'm looking at it, man, and it almost brought me to tears, because I could remember people telling me that we were Bama, and we were country, and it was never gonna work, and it was garbage, and whatever, man, get out of here with that, you know. But it was a need. People were tired of hearing the same groove, so they wanted to hear something different. So we fulfilled a need, right? If you're thirsty, and people keep feeding you sand, and you don't know that water is available, you're gonna stay thirsty. If I come with water and say, hey man, I got a glass of water, bro. Here, drink that. Man, they might be like hesitant at first because they're so used to drinking sand and being parched. Then when they drink that water, they're like, oh man, that feel good. That ain't as harsh as that sand. I might want to try this again. And it starts small. You know, movement starts small. You know, it starts small. It starts here. We're getting media coverage now. People talking to us about it. We are going around from city to city talking about love and family and friends, and we just keep doing it. And before you know it, we have a whole movement going. Yeah. And you'll say to yourself, wait, man, I remember I interviewed them, shawty. Man, I remember. Now they own, man, they got a Grammy. Right. I remember them, man. You sure did you that girl? You sure did. I remember you doing that. I remember that interview. You did it. You know, and that's how it be, man. You know, and that's just the way life works. You know, you start out with something that people don't know they need, and you fulfill that need. And they like, oh man, I never knew I needed that. Thank you. You know, and that's what we pride ourselves on trying to do and achieving, is giving people something that we think that they need. Fulfilling that. I'm tired of hearing the same old groove all the time. I'm tired of hearing it. Ain't nothing wrong with the groove. It's just been mundane. It's over and over again. People tired of hearing the same old rap. They don't know that they tired of hearing it. Yeah. You know how they tired of hearing it? In the club, they don't even dance to it. They just sit there and look at it. They smoking hookahs.
It's the hookah phase.
Yeah, they smoking hookahs and they drinking. Nobody's jamming.
You unable to dance now.
Right.
Hookah's in the way.
Right, the hookah in the way. That's the problem, the hookah. And nobody's dancing no more. People just right.
Yeah, and so it feels like there's a lack of diversity there. Is what you guys are kind of trying to zone in on, exactly. To add diversity back into the culture, to remind people of the things and the elements in life that truly matter. That's the sense of what I'm feeling from you guys and from this project. And then so, in closing, what I wanted you guys to kind of speak about is how can people join in on this movement? How can they follow you guys and support this movement? How can they, show you guys love and then love themselves? How can they do that?
Right.
You go ahead.
Well, we have a couple big things coming up that we can't share yet.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple big things. We will be on a tour. We'll be in multiple states taking the whole love movement, and it'll be an in-store meet and greet.
By a large sponsor too.
Yeah, we've got a really big announcement to make pretty soon. But that's going to be our first big impact as far as around the U.S. We're looking forward to being able to talk about it a little bit more, but it will really allow people to infuse into what the whole love movement is, and get a chance to maybe get the songs, and we're going to release some more. But the love movement is really just me and Bone. I'm Storyteller on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And that's Story, Tellah. Like Tella. Story.
You had some soul in there.
Tell a story. And the great thing about the love movement, it is, like you said, diverse, and it's universal. We have no cussing on it, no derogatory. It's completely clean music, so a 5-year-old can listen, and an 80-year-old person can hear it. I mean, it's completely universal music, and we're really proud of that because we really want the message to really hit people.
Yeah.
And we don't want any restrictions as far as the movement, so.
And I think the timing of it is good. I think, the country, culturally, we're in a time where we need that self-love. There's a lot of things going on right now, negatively. It's bigger than the music. It's outside of the music. There's lots of things going on politically. So it's a good time. I think the timing, if any, is right now. I think people really do need that. That reminder of what's really substantial in life.
Yeah, that's
So,
it's organic.
Yeah.
So organic that we know it's meant to be. Timing, we're really big on the universe. And timing has just been impeccable for us, either joining and starting this whole Project 143 album. That was something that was just timely. We didn't plan it. And then what's going on in the world and the certain issues that we're having, and just the music, the current state of the music, everything was just timing. And so this wasn't a planned thing, and that's how we know it's going to be a great impact.
Yeah, and the thing is that too, though, that we definitely, a DJ told me, I had texted forward him over the song, right? He was like, yo, this song is crazy. He said, man, you guys are hitting the market at the right time right now, because it's nothing there. It's very soft. Nobody's really putting out nothing that's substantial. And I was like, yo, and I showed her, and I was like, yo, look what this DJ said. And she was like, wow, that's dope. And he's a big DJ. And DJ Kid, he's a real big DJ. But he was like, yo, man, y'all hitting the market at the right time. And I think that this is going to be big. It's going to be a big record, man. It's going to take some time, but it's going to blow. That's the same thing I heard about Never Scared, man. There's a few DJs, man. They was like, yo, this record is crazy, bro. What are you going to do with this? I was like, yo. Then I'll pay for other people. They be like, it's cool, man. What is that? You singing or you rapping? What is that? And then who are them dudes on that? They didn't know who Tip was. They didn't know who Killer Mike was. They don't know none of that. It sounds crazy now, right? Yes, television. You know what I'm saying? It sounds crazy. It's television.
Right.
It makes no sense till it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, who are these dudes? I was like, yo, that's Killer Mike. And who is Killer Mike? I was like, yo, he's dope. He's from Adamsville. He's on Purple Ribbon. He's on Big Boy in them label. I said, yo, then we got T.I. on the record. T.I. Oh, I remember him. Yeah, he had the record. What would be? Yeah. Like, yo, what about the record? The record's cool, man. I like it. It's cool. I like it, Jim. It doesn't sound like, I had a dude tell me that my record, that Never Scared, wasn't a club record. I heard a whole bunch of people saying that. Like, yo, that's not a club record. That don't sound like the club record that I'm used to hearing. Oh, okay. You trying to tell me that ain't no club record?
There's always those people out there.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Those people out there that are going to tell you what you have going on and what you're capable of doing. That's right. What your capabilities are. Could you imagine if that one person's comment would have stopped you? It'd have been awful. Probably would have been, Killer wouldn't have been as big as he is now. T.I. probably wouldn't be as big as he is now.
That's the legend. See, this is the legendary thing right here.
I ain't no legendary. But it's just a record. The thing about it is that it's not just a record. It's a movement. And the whole thing with our thing is not just a record. It's a movement. And people are starting to draw to us and find us and getting us to help them do things. And that's what it's really all about. The music is, but the movement is everything. The love is everything. And as long as we keep putting out the product, which is the music, which is jam, and everything else makes sense to people, as long as you got a hit record, people listen to you. And that's what it's about.
Well, when they get up and close and personal,
Yeah.
they really see this isn't a facade. Like,
Right.
we're with each other all the time. People
All the
get
time.
together all the time. They,
Yep.
you can feel when something's real and when it's fake. And we both been through a lot in our past relationships, and so we finally found each other. It's like a dream come true because you don't really find anybody you can work with.
Right.
Nobody's walking around here working with their mate, going places with their mate, traveling with their mate, studio with their mate. That's like unheard of. So when people really see that the dynamic between us two is really what we're saying it is, it just makes the rest of it just icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Well, it'll probably take time. People catch on to things in time. And when you say, when someone, whoever said, who those guys were, those guys are people who empowered people. Those guys are people who open the doors entrepreneurs just like you guys are going to do the same thing. And so I commend you guys for stepping outside of the box and stepping outside of the norm. Not being afraid to be different or be the first person to try something and put yourselves out there on the platform where you can get critiqued about it. I think that we need that. The culture needs that. And so I thank you for that. And in addition to that, I thank you guys for speaking with me.
Amen.
It's been an honor. Absolute pleasure to speak with you guys today.
Boogie, 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 boogie. Oh, yeah, you can find me on my social media things.
Yes.
Oh, The Real Bone Crusher, that's my Instagram.
Okay.
Our Love is my Facebook, and Planet Crusher is my Twitter. You can also find our single, High in the Sky, on iTunes, Google Play. It's Project 143, one word, no spaces. And it's on Crusher Consulting, our label. So we're working.
Yeah. Well, I thank you so much for speaking with me. Thank you all for tuning in. My name is Valerie Victor, your host and correspondent for the evening.